Colm McGuigan for IFLTV. I need to say to the IFL viewers, I am the most gutted man.
No,
Me and Eddie had
I don't
done.
really care about you. I will tell you, I'm gutted because that was a great interview that you messed up on.
Can I just say, I actually didn't. If it was something I messed up on, I hold my hands up.
Okay.
That's what makes it
Yeah,
worse.
but Colm,
There's a radio
I'm sorry,
frequency because there's a radio tower next to the zone. One of the three people doing it would have happened to.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it wasn't Matchroom and it was me.
Yeah.
Your editor tried to salvage it to the
Also,
morning.
Colm, at the end of the day, it's your responsibility.
It has to
Yeah,
land
listen,
with
you
me.
want to give me all the stick in the world. You phone me up, you ask for an interview, you tell me I'm part-time, you know, then you're old, what are you wearing, you know, and I'll tell you. You fucked up, son.
I did, and
It's all right, let's learn from it.
tomorrow we're going to do that 45-minute
We'll
piece
do
back,
another
right? Yeah.
But learn from it and make sure it don't happen again.
Right, Ed. When Hitchins coach lifts that chair, what's the thoughts going through your mind? Because you could have got hit, but
Yeah, mate, what a presser, by the way. Like, I mean, but what happened was, I've got to watch it back. Hitchins has come out with a 50k, right? And he's stuck it on. He's going up to KAMBOSOS. Like, George is a fiery guy, right? You don't let people stick it on him. So at some point, when you're confronted, you've got to make the decision, right, that's it, enough's enough. So he's got up and gone for Hitchins, right? The shirt's come off, like, so I'm thinking, this is sweet, this is fantastic. The security got involved. Then, Lenny has got up and sort of come into, anyway, and Jim has slapped it, I don't know, like he's, anyway. As the presser's going, Lenny is just talking away to Jim, right? So I'm talking, and I've got Lenny going, this ain't over. I'm telling you now, you are Donald Ducked, right? Jim's going, yeah, well, you run it. Oh, fuck it. And I can hear them, like, doing this to each other at either end of the stage. So I'm like, anyway, then Bill Haney comes in and starts winding up the whole thing, right? Saying this and that to Hitchins. And then Bill goes, yeah, well, how do you feel, Lenny, that you're going to let Jim slap you round the face like that, like a little, I don't know, didn't say a little bitch deal or whatever. And then he goes, yeah, well, I'll tell you something now. And picks up the metal chair. Mate, have you felt these things? Feel that? Feel that? That's pure metal, yeah? And I'm like this. Oh, my God. I mean, it's a terrible picture of me trying to, like, but I'm like, mate, what are you doing? And that, like, I couldn't, that's the first time, other than Dillian and Chisora, that I've never done a face-to-face, because I'm like, we've got to do a face-to-face. I was like, let's just fucking get everyone off the stage here, because this is about to go south sharp. So...
sells well, though?
Yeah, sells well. I mean, it's, you know, it's a small arena. It's virtually sold out anyway, so got a few hundred tickets left. But yeah, they're all going to go. I mean, you know, Thomas Hauser just interviewed me, and I've had my differences with him over the years. He's a very old-school journalist, and he's like, you know, what do you think about that, what happened on the stage? And, you know, I'm like, the reality is the impact that has versus, I respect you, good luck on Saturday, as you know, because you're in a numbers game, even though you balls the numbers up today, is monumental, isn't it? So, and by the way, it wasn't like there was a brawl on the stage and someone got chinned and what, you know, but it was...
Could have happened, though.
No, well, not if you got security. But there was no chance, in my opinion, of a brawl breaking out. I'm in the middle, mate. I was tasting. You got me in the middle, you ain't got to worry about it.
Well, we did earlier, but we'll do it again. Just run through this undercard for me, because you've got a few interesting, like Pablo.
Yeah, look, I mean, we have, over the next couple of years, we are going to completely dominate the sport with the talent roster that we have. And when you talk about Adam Maka, Zaquin Moses, but particularly the likes of Nishant Dev, you know, who's going to break through and change boxing in India, Teramoano, I think is a future world heavyweight champion. But the talent roster is incredible. Andy Cruz in a final eliminator. Pablo Valdez, to explain the story of Pablo Valdez, is Pablo Valdez went to prison, right? He's Edgar Belanga's mate, right? And he's boxed on a couple of our shows, and he's sold massive tickets, right? He's such a nice bloke, I can't even tell you. I don't think he's going to go and become world champion or anything like that, but before he went to prison, he was a fantastic fighter, and, you know, it took a lot out of his career. Because he sells so many tickets, and you'll see on Saturday night, he's always had easy fights that he's won. Like, he's never even been in anything remotely tough. He's got a 50-50 fight on Saturday against this other geezer called Cesar Diaz, who's basically some absolute lunatic from Mexico, who's basically just up for a tear-up. So you've got Pablo, the king of New York.
From Peru, by the way.
Via Mexico, right? So you got shout out to Peru, apologies, but you've got Pablo Valdez, Dominican descent, massive fan base, against Cesar Diaz, some lunatic from Peru, who basically are just going to have a tear up, and the place is going to go nuts. So I'm not saying that fight, like, I don't represent Pablo. I put him on the show because I love him, and listen, maybe we'll work a deal out, but I love it. I love those kind of fights, and the others. Andy Cruz in a tough fight. Terry Moana 7-0 against 9-0. That, you know, the others are in Zaquin, Nishan. I mean, they're a debutant, 1-0, 3-0. Like it's early days for those guys, but great card.
We'll talk a little bit more in the morning about that, but a few things that we'll talk about now before I let you go. Yeah, just a couple of things. I've seen in the Irish media, we did speak about this earlier, that Windsor Park is on. There's reports now that Boots is going to relinquish the 147 title, move up to 154, which we also discussed earlier, but we'll talk about tomorrow. Is there an opportunity this fight's going to be in Windsor Park, Eddie? And if it is, could it be for a world title?
What I can tell you is that Windsor Park is definitely not on, but there are conversations that are taking place. If Jerome Boots Ennis moves up to 154 pound, which has definite potential, then Lewis Crocker will fight Paddy Donovan for the World Welterweight Championship in Ireland, which will be one of the biggest events the country has seen for a long time. And the winner of that fight will put themselves in a position to fight the biggest names in the sport. We'll see what happens. I'd love to do it outdoors because I'd love to give...
Do you have a message to the Irish government who might need help, or the UK government?
I've upset the Irish government in the past. I mean, not...
UK government this time.
So, yeah. But, like, my message is, let's bring a sporting event to Belfast of huge significance. Let's create an atmosphere and an occasion that everybody can get behind. Let's create a card full of Irish talent. And there's nothing like an outdoor event for boxing. And if that fight gets made for the World Welterweight Championship, it's an iconic moment for the sport in Ireland and in Northern Ireland and Belfast. Last
one before I need to let you go because I know you've got a lot to do. AJ, you said that he'll retire in 2026.
Probably is what I said. Like, you know.
And what's the conversation you've had? What's the likely opponents?
The conversation I've had is, in an ideal world, we'd like to fight in November, December, and then have 2 Tyson Fury fights in 2026.
And that fight in November, December, likely opponents?
Was going to be Dillian White, probably, but looks like he's fighting Moses. Jared Anderson, Deontay White, I don't know, Cole. Like, I can't tell you a name because we just haven't got that deep into it.
It's pretty much going to be Jared Anderson or Deontay Wilder, though?
No. Could be anyone.
Xilai Zhang?
Who?
Xilai Zhang?
Could be. It's not a fight we've thought about. He just got beat, but don't see a problem with that fight. Great fight.
Right, Edward, we'll do a big, long 45 minutes tomorrow. Appreciate your time.
You still in the job?
Just about.